Hey everybody, so my name is Precious and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with Precious. So today I'm going to be doing a YouTube video called the Tapa Boca or the Shut Up Spell. I know the only thing you guys can see are like my titties and my stomach as well as everything else, but I'm not camera ready, so you're just going to see a headless person today. So I'm pretty much going to show you guys everything to do with this Tapa Boca or Shut Up Spell. So you're gonna get a Tapa Boca candle or a shut up candle. A lot of times when people use these candles, they use these candles to shut up their enemies, to shut up gossipers, to stop bullies, to stop people from talking about them, gossiping about them, and saying mean and hurtful things. This can cause peace, this can cause positive energy, and it could just get rid of a lot of people who just will not leave you alone. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need this candle. Then you're going to need apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar, honestly, is more so of a hoodoo thing. Now, hoodoo is like Southern African American, like witchcraft or voodoo per se. And usually, when it comes to apple cider vinegar being used, apple cider vinegar is used more so than white vinegar because it's more potent and there's more acid in it. So, whenever you want to use like hexes or a sour jar or a shut up spell or a hexing spell, apple cider vinegar is the best type of vinegar to use, mainly because of its acidity. So if you want to really get down to the nitty gritty when it comes to performing hexes or shut up spells or sour jars, this will really cut to the chase. The next thing that you're going to need is a brown paper bag. Usually use a brown paper bag to write your petitions. You don't have to use this whole bag. Just rip off a piece of brown paper bag, and you don't have to rip it in like four corners or rip it in 90-degree angles or rip it in a specific way. Just rip off a piece or a corner that's big enough for your petition to fit on so you can place it under the candle. Another thing you're going to need is Tapa Boca oil or pretty much shut up oil. The next thing you're going to need is black pepper as well as chili powder. Now, chili powder is really good to use. Another thing that's really good to use is like hot peppers or red peppers. Pretty much like the peppers that they give you with Domino's pizza that comes with like the Parmesan cheese, or like those hot peppers that you get in like the Asian stores and whatnot. You can really use those whenever you're doing hexing work or curses or shut up spells or sour jars. Hot stuff is the best stuff to use. And when I say hot, I'm talking like chili powder, chili peppers, jalapeno peppers, any type of pepper can really spice up things. You can use peppers and hexes to like really like give the thrill of the hex, or pretty much to invoke the hex, make the hex much stronger. And you can also use peppers in love spells and cleanses, and when you pretty much want to raise the vibes or raise the energy, and you just want to protect your area or protect your aura, you can use peppers to kill off bad energy and to kill off negative spirits. But there's a certain way that you have to use peppers in that matter when it comes to protection spells or protection conjures. But whenever you're doing like hexes, such as a tapaboca or breakup spells, not just with shut up spells, but breakup spells and other hexes, peppers make the work a lot faster, but they also make it a lot hotter. So if you want to burn people up and light a fire under somebody's butt, peppers is a good thing to use because it'll do the trick for you. So what you do is you're gonna take some Florida water. Whenever you buy candles like this from the Botanica, it's really best that you make sure that you put a little Florida water in your hands and that you rub it all the way down and say, cleanse all negative energies from this candle. Wipe the top, wipe the sides all the way down, and wipe the bottom, because you don't want anybody else's energy, good or bad, interfering with your work. So if you really want this to be positive energy, or really if you well, not positive energy, but if you really want your candle magic to work, especially when it's like this, buying it from a Botanica, it's best to just cleanse it so that no other energy interferes with your work. So once you do that, usually on the back of the candles, you're going to see a prayer listed in Spanish at the top and English at the bottom, or vice versa. It's really good to use these prayers on the back because a lot of people don't feel like making up their own prayers or saying their own prayers or whatever. So this is pretty easy for you to do. If you speak Spanish, that's fine. If not, they have it in English. And a lot of times, if you want to direct this spell at someone specifically, you could just write their name here on with a Sharpie marker and put it on the line. Or you could pretty much, if you don't want to put it on the candle, or if it's not enough space, you could just take the brown paper bag and use it for that matter. So what you'll do is after you're cleansing the candle, you're going to prep your candle. So you're going to sprinkle like a little bit of chili powder on top. Then you're going to sprinkle a little bit of black pepper on top. And then you're going to take, I want to say you're going to just pour like some drops of apple cider vinegar, because whenever you're using candles or whenever you're using wick, you know, whenever you're using candles, you have to be really careful with liquids sometimes, because when it comes to these types of candles, I honestly like using the 7-day candles that come from the Botanica. I don't like using Walmart candles for spells or candle magic, especially if I need to prep it with herbs and different spices or just different oils and liquids and whatnot. Because some candles are really sensitive to different spices and herbs and liquids, and some just don't take well to them at all. I feel like a lot of these candles, they kind of do it in a way to make you spend money, even though it's a waste of money, because some of these candles sometimes, even in the botanicals, they are just not made for spices and herbs and liquids. You pour a spice or a herb or even a sprinkle of pepper or whatever in it, and it'll just kill the wick and kill the candle. You can't do anything with it. So if you want to mix up some herbs and different liquids and different spices and whatnot when it comes to your spells, especially when it comes to certain petitions and certain workings and whatnot, it's really best that you get this type of 7-day candle, because that's what's going to make it last. That's what's going to make it work. But these are the types of candles that have the type of wax that can take vinegar and pepper and sugar and cinnamon and spice and everything nice. That way you won't waste your money. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna, like I said before, take your chili powder and sprinkle some on the top. Take your black pepper and sprinkle some on the top. And then you're gonna take, I want to say, a small capful of vinegar and just pour it around the wick. And then you're gonna switch the wick back and forth to kind of work it around the candle to really get the top of the candle covered. So that way the wax can get just drenched with all the intentions and all the purposes of the spices that you used. Then the next thing you're going to use is the shut up oil. So you're going to use this shut up oil and you're just going to pour around the wick in a circle, and then that's pretty much it. So once you pretty much pour your oil as well as your chili powder and then your black pepper and then a little bit of your apple cider vinegar and just work it down, then what you're going to do is you're going to pretty much prepare your prayer at the bottom. If you can't write your whole prayer out on the space that they're giving you on the candle to use, you're just going to write it on the brown paper bag and place it under the candle. Another thing that I want to say is that when you use the round paper bag, make sure that you use colors, especially like red or black, that go along. Red and black can be used for different things. I know black, when it comes to magic, can be used for hexes, curses, and different bad workings or evil workings and whatnot. Black pretty much represents death, breakups, hexes, and whatnot, all things negative or evil. When it comes to red, red represents fire, passion, war, strife, everything that's just of excitement or passion or just all out war and fight and anger and hatred. So, whenever you're using spells like this and you're writing petitions, make sure that you use those colors when invoking your spells. Another thing I want to say is that when you write out your petition with this type of spell, make sure that you anoint it with the pepper, with the chili powder, the pepper, the oil as well as a vinegar, because when you anoint the paper with your petition, and as you work the petition within your hands, and you're speaking your petition as you're working it within the paper, that's what's going to make the spell more powerful. Another thing I want to say is that once your candle is prepped and your petition is written, when you light your petition, take a bell or take a rattle and wake up the spirit. A lot of people may not do this, and that's them, not me. I've learned pretty much from practicing Santeria and 21 divisions and Haitian voodoo. When you use bells and rattles and maracas or whatever you use, you're waking up the spirit. Because if you really want your petitions to work, you have to wake up the spirit. Each candle, each petition, even the name of the candle has a spirit. When you light this candle and use your rattle, or you pretty much use your maraca, whatever you use, say spirit of Tapa, Boca, spirit of shut up, spirit of the evil, spirit of hatred, spirit of the dark underworld. You're waking up those spirits so that they can hear your petition and start working for you. So I hope you guys like this spell. I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, leave a comment in the comment sections, and have a good day.